All right, family, it's the time you've been waiting for. That's right, Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard is here. Let me tell you, this gentleman joining us is no stranger to taking care of the community. He is none other than the phenomenal, the one and only Dr. Terry Mason, joining us here on Senior Talk Live. Everyone stay tuned. It's Go Red Day here on Senior Talk Media, and Dr. Terry Mason is going to share knowledge and everything with us. Please share your comments, share with friends. We are live. We'll see you right after this introduction. All right, family, as mentioned, today is a beautiful day. Today is our specific Go Red for Barbara Day in honor of my mother, Barbara Hubbard, who passed of heart disease at the young age of 42 over some 30 years ago. Let me tell you, it has not been an easy task. And so through this process, I have taken on the mission to be more of an advocate for heart disease. You know, it is a silent killer. In our green room, with virtual green room, Dr. Mason and I were talking, and I was telling him that I was on the phone with my mother. She was going to get dinner, and then within 2 hours, she was gone, and just didn't know what was happening. But before we go any further, we just want to welcome the one and only Dr. Terry Mason to Senior Talk. I'm so excited. Welcome to our program this
Thank you so much, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Absolutely. So let's do this. Let's give our viewership and listenership a small introduction of Dr. Terry Mason. You do have a weekly podcast and broadcast on one of our favorite stations. You're doing a lot of great things. And then we're going to dive into your new and innovative and impactful relationship with our friends from Zing Health. So go ahead, Dr. Terry, take it away.
Well, thank you very much. And I've been blessed to get to be 70 years old, be 71 this year. Thank God. Yes. And I went through my own journey with a heart issue, with blood vessel issue. We'll talk more about that later. And had to get that squared away, changed my diet, and went to basically a plant-based diet, and went from 237 pounds down to 155.
Wow.
Amen. And so there's a lot of things that got better as a result of that. But I'm grateful to be with you today, Sister Clara Hubbard, to talk about this very, very important problem that we have called heart disease.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So let's introduce the community to your new partnership. They've seen you, but Zing Health, I'm cheerleading for them. I just do it. I love it. Let's talk about that Zing Health initiative and the impactful things that you're doing with Zing Health. Let me get settled in. All right.
Yeah. Well, Zing Health is a Medicare Advantage HMO, and it is for people who have Medicare and who wish to get in the plan where they could get rid of their copays, where they get rides to their doctor's office. They get people to come and help them do work at their house. They do all kinds of things. A wonderful, wonderful program led by a man that I've known, oh my God, a long time, back probably since the time he was in high school, Dr. Eric Whitaker, and some of my other good friends who've done just an amazing job with Zing Healthcare. It is something that they put together, understanding how we seek medical attention or health information. So they do a lot of work. We do a lot of work trying to get information out to the communities so that we can do what we can do to help ourselves. Because we can't expect that everything should be done by the doctors. There's a lot that we have to do.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that as we get to talking. And as we go along, I'll give out more of the information, the telephone number, people interested in calling Zing Health. If you have Medicare, and I know they're talking about the different times, but if you want to know whether or not you're still in the time frame to get to Zing Health, I will be giving a number so that people can get that information. So make sure you get your pens and paper ready so that you're able to take down the information.
Absolutely. Well, let me say this. I 100% applaud and support everything you said. I've had the pleasure of being with Zing Health close to over a year and a half. And let me tell you, one of the things that I believe that we work to do is to bring about the difference and the knowledge of health equity
Mhm.
and health access. I love that term. So what I want to do now is just show us in the community. We were in Indianapolis. We were at the Indiana Black Expo. We were at the Black Women's Expo. We were also at a veteran post. So Zing Health is anywhere you want to be. They are the black card of health services. I tell you, you must get on board. So everyone stay tuned. I'm going to show a quick commercial break from our friends from Zing Health in the community. This is when we were at the Black Women's Expo 2021. Live with Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. Everyone stay tuned. And that was just a quick one, but let me tell you, that was at the Black Women's Expo. So, Dr. Mason, having Zing be their first time at the Black Women's Expo,
Mhm.
can you remember or recap what that experience, what are the topics we were sharing? Because we had some powerhouses on stage. You were there, Sadia was there, as well as Luana Peters. We had all the guns on the table. So can you tell us what that experience was like? There was a great crowd of participation as well.
Well, what we tried to do is make sure that people understood, number one, what Zing was. Oops, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
What Zing was, or what Zing is, I should say.
Yes.
And how they could advantage themselves of taking advantage of a Medicare Advantage program called Zing. And we wanted to make that Sadia talked about what is Medicare Advantage. You've seen these television commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Medicare Advantage? Well, Medicare Advantage is a special program that is a Medicare program that instead of just having your Medicare Part A and Part B, which leaves you open to just a lot of different charges that you're not aware of. It doesn't cover your drugs. It doesn't cover your eyeglasses. It doesn't cover dental. It doesn't cover necessarily rides to the doctor. And if you have to go to the doctor or be in the hospital, there are copays you have to pay.
Yeah.
And what the advantage to Medicare Advantage is that Zing Health pays all of those so you don't have to, and then gives you a bunch of additional services, like making sure that even your non-prescription medicines, they have a pharmacy review person that looks at all your medicines, because a lot of us take a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we go to different doctors and we don't always get an opportunity to talk to each of them to let them know all the things we're taking. But at Zing, they have a pharmacist whose job it is to not only look at the prescriptions drugs you're taking, but the non-prescription over-the-counter drugs. And Zing even helps pay for your over-the-counter drugs as well, or medications as well. So it is really, really designed to help you help yourself in a much better way. There's a network of doctors and clinics all over that you get free transportation to and from your doctor's offices, something that seniors really do need and have to work with. So we want to make sure that that's available to anyone who is with Zing, and that they advantage themselves, because that's the Medicare Advantage in the Medicare Advantage plan. The advantage is you don't have to pay extra for copays. You get things like dental and eye care and hearing aids. You get home health aids. You get rides to and from your doctor. You get your medications all screened to make sure that you're not taking too many things that create problems for you. So, and then we just care. If I could sum it up in a word, Zing cares.
Absolutely. And let me say this, what I really appreciate about the presentation and the Zing model is that they're not selling, they're educating.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, if our plan does not work for you, let's find something that works for you. it's not for everyone. And they have said it. If the plan is not, if our plan doesn't work for you, let's find out what works. But you came to us first. Let's see if we can make it happen. And so I totally appreciate that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, I got to get all these community announcements in, because I told you, everyone, last year, 2021, we were in the community. So this is a quick excerpt for us at the Indiana Black Expo. Then we're going to hit the veterans. And then we're going to dive into the meat of our time here today, which is talking about heart disease, heart prevention, self-care, and all that encompasses. So everyone stay tuned for these two quick commercial announcements once again, and we'll be back with Dr. Terry Mason. Everyone stay tuned. All right. So let me say, as I mentioned, Zing Health is one of our premier sponsors of Senior Talk Media. We have been in the community. They will go anywhere that you invite. They have gone to veteran homes. They've gone to nursing homes. They are not afraid of being of service in the community. And so it is impactful in time. Some of us will sit and say, oh, well. Well, let me say, please don't negotiate. Do yourself a favor. First of all, please note that you are watching this on Senior Talk Media. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to address, or to know more about our programming or more about Zing, you can call the Senior Talk office at 312-428-6919. Again, 312-428-6919. Now, again, as mentioned, joining us today is, I tell you, it's a wealth to have Dr. Mason here. So many people have seen and heard you in the community. You've been an advocate for quite a while. I'd say just helping us out. I say helping our cousins out, as we would say. So, Dr. Mason, we're going to start from the beginning. And let me do this, because I know this will be a good intro. I have a video that I want to share. Mm-hmm. And this is going to lead, this is from the American Heart Association. This is talking about why with the American Heart Association. Everyone stay tuned. When we come back, get your questions and comments posted, Facebook Live, YouTube, whatever. Please, we'll be glad to answer those. Everyone stay tuned.
There are moments in life we wish we could freeze in time. We live them. We live for them. They are intimately personal. They are gladly shared. What is life if we cannot experience these moments of joy, wonder, and happiness? We want people to experience more of life's precious moments. To do that, we must be healthy in heart and mind. For the heart is where life's moments are felt most, and the mind is where these moments become memories and are relived again and again. It's why we've made better heart and brain health our mission, and together we've made an extraordinary impact. Healthier adults, more active children, stronger survivors. But we are just beginning. Until there's a world free of heart disease and stroke, we'll be there, making a healthier, longer life possible for everyone. You may ask, Why do we do what we do? The answer is simple. Because we are the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association. And life is why.
All right, Dr. Mason, I'm going to pull back because you are an also phenomenal broadcaster, and I just want you to inform and enlighten our community wherever you choose to start.
First of all, let me also give that number for Zing.
Yes,
So
sir.
in case people want to get in contact with Zing, we have a number. I know I mentioned it earlier, and I'll mention it again. But the number is 844. Oops. Hold on for a second. I guess that the gods, the interruption gods are trying to act up here today. So but we're not going to let them do it.
That's right.
We're not going to let them do it. 844-946-4469. That's 844-946-4469. And if you want to find out if you can still enroll, because it all depends on your zip code and number of other things. So just give us a call and find out. Now, let me get to, I was asked to talk about a topic that is near and dear, no pun intended, to a lot of people's heart, and that is heart disease. But let me start out by saying we got to stop thinking of these things as different. These are all parts of the same kind of issue. And what I want us to understand is that the heart is a pump. And the thing that it pumps is blood. Now, why is that important? Every cell in our body needs to get something from our blood. There's several trillion cells, and they all have to get nourishment. They have to get rid of their waste and what have you. And the blood is the way that happens. So the blood takes nutrients to every cell in our body, and then it collects the waste products and brings them back so that we could process them. So, and the way that happens is that blood has to be moved from the tip of your head to the tip of your toe. And the thing that does that is this organ called a heart. And in order for that to work, that heart muscle has to work, and it cannot stop. That heart muscle goes 24 hours a day. It pumps about 2 gallons of blood every minute. Wow. In our body, 2 gallons every minute. And that blood is critical to make every organ that we have function. It even has to pump blood to itself, the heart, because when it doesn't get blood, it can't work. So that blood goes up these arteries that are in our neck up to our brain, and that's what feeds our brain. And that also there's blood vessels on the heart. So when the heart beats, it always also gives blood to itself, to every organ, our spleen, our stomach, our intestines, our kidneys. All that blood has to come from the same heart, all the way down to the tip of our toes. And so our heart does that, like I said, at about 1 gallon a minute. Wow. 24/7. It never stops. Because as one commercial says, when it stops, we stop.
That's right. That's right. So let's say, how do we talk about our self-care regimens, prayerfully not having heart disease, but how do we practice self-care on ourselves? Because we do have disparities. And like I told you in our green room, we were so just trying to get past knowing what this COVID pandemic was. We didn't even address our disparities, diabetes, blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So where do we start now? Because you're going to educate us and we're going to learn about more self-care. What are the steps that we could take collectively and individually?
First of all, you have to understand what it is we're doing or you're doing. Right. And you need to understand what you're doing. Right. And you need to understand the role that the things that you eat, the things that you think, and the things that you believe determine how long you live.
Well, say that one more time.
The things that you eat,
Yes.
The things that you think and the things that you believe determines how long you live. And one of the things that's most important is our behaviors are controlled by how we think.
Yes.
And we're taught how to think by the information that we receive from all kinds of places. And unfortunately, in our society, health is not that important. Because if it was, then many of the things that we see advertised and what have you wouldn't be advertised. Let me just give you an example.
Yes, sir.
The heart, when we talk about a heart attack, we talk about a stroke, we talk about peripheral vascular disease, that is where you end up having to get a toe amputated or a leg amputated. That's all the same disease. All heart attack is no different than a stroke, is no different from the what we call peripheral vascular disease. That is when you don't get enough circulation of blood into your legs and toes. It's all the same. It's not different. We call it different things. And the thing that we have to understand is this pump, I just told you, pumps over 2 gallons of blood every minute. That's because our lungs need it, our kidneys need it, our legs need it, our brain needs it, our fingers need it, our eyes need it. And when that something happens to that heart, it can't do that. And what happens to the heart? Well, the foods that we eat either help us or hurt us.
Yes, sir.
And there is absolutely nothing genetically wrong with Black people as to why we have these so-called disparities.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with us are the choices of foods that we choose to eat. And we enshrouded this whole thing about our so-called culture and what have you, when that's not even true either.
Yes.
Our culture that we had to deal with here is basically born out of a slave, quote unquote, experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't have to eat the same stuff that we've been eating, which was killing us then. The only thing that saved us a bit was all the hard work that we did, the physical activity.
Yeah.
But when we're eating that stuff and we're not being physically active, then these things begin to cause blockages, not just in the blood vessels to the heart, but in the blood vessels to the head, to the eyes, to the kidneys, to the legs, to the toes. You don't have blockages anywhere without having them everywhere.
Wow.
So when we talk about heart disease, if you've got blockages that are causing problems with your heart, then you got blockages everywhere in your body. They may not be causing you. One of the things that we've been programmed to believe is looking for symptoms. There's not any symptom that you can have in your entire body that's present at the earliest, most curable form of your disease.
Wow. So
not one.
So
so this idea of waiting for chest pain, when you got chest pain, that means you already got blockages in the blood vessels.
Yes, sir.
You know, when you walking and you get your legs aren't able to keep up because of the pain that you're having, that's because you've already got enough blockages that there's not enough blood to feed the muscles in the leg. When you start getting dizzy and you start having difficulty with your walking and what have you, because parts of your brain aren't working, that's not early stroke, that's late.
Wow.
So what I want us to do and take away from this particular program, because that's what Zing wants. Zing wants us to understand how we and how they can work together to help us take better care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
So when we eat stuff, let me tell you one of the things that is the worst thing you can put in your mouth. Any food, any oil that's solid at room temperature, you shouldn't eat.
Give me an example.
Lard.
Oh, yeah.
Lard.
Yeah.
You know, certain butters or cheeses or these things that are solid at room temperature because they contain a certain bad fat. Wow. And so we've been told and we've been programmed by the thousands of commercials that we see aimed at even us as adults or even as children to eat these processed foods. So if it comes out, you know, I grew up in a house where everything was cooked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we get so many, about 70% of the meals that we eat now are not even cooked at home.
Yeah.
They're cooked outside. So we go, and we didn't go to fast food joints. We didn't do a lot of that because, first of all, it cost too much money. And there were 10 of us, so that was just not possible.
Yes.
But it wasn't. And so what we began to do is we began to trick ourselves into thinking that going to these fast food outlets is a treat, but it's not. It's a trick.
Yes. Let me
Because what we're doing is we're setting ourselves up
yes.
for a dietary pattern that is going to cause, and I'll stop right after this. The reason why we get heart attacks is because it's not the heart that's the problem. It's the blood vessels that feed the heart that we begin to clog up, and we clog it up with the foods that we're eating. And those foods are, if we're not eating basically plants, and that's why I changed, because I had a heart attack and I had to have a stent put in. And I used to eat a steak all the time, sometimes every day. And that contained that fat that was bad for me and bad for all of us. And when I made a decision not to do that anymore and to eat better and to eat more foods, and we used to do that. We used to eat more stuff that came out of the ground.
That's what I was going to say. I grew up in a home where we had a garden in the backyard. I remember planting seeds. Now, do I know how to grow? No. But I remember my aunt would say, well, go get those collards and those tomatoes because that's going to be a part of salad or dinner tonight. I remember.
Yep.
And so there's a concept, I believe, Al Sampson said it a while ago, called fix our own dinner, food. FOOD, fix our own dinner. And I think we need to bring that back. But here's the thing. Where are the people who could show us how to fix our own dinner? Is anyone planting anymore? You know, all the grandmamas, we need them to come out so we can learn how to plant our food and grow vegetables. I have a story that I'm going to share. A dear friend of mine, and as a matter of fact, I can use my uncle. My uncle had a stroke. And what he decided to do, instead of taking all of the medicines, he decided to juice. When I tell you, I saw his skin color revive after juicing, I said, that's something to that. And another friend, cancer patient, same scenario. His girlfriend, she grew her vegetables. We were all in the backyard and she said, hey, I got to go make dinner. And she took the plants, she took the greens and okra and the fresh vegetables. And I saw this gentleman's, literally, his skin changed over some months. And that's just a natural element. I mean, our families were sharecroppers and we were growing vegetables. And I don't know where that element, how we can get that back, but I know that would be a great benefit to our community. If even we can take younger women like myself, I would love to learn how to plant and grow fresh vegetables myself. You know?
Well, stay tuned because we're going to make that possible for you.
Thank you very much.
We have a plan, a thing I'm working with now. I've been working with a farm as we speak because we need to grow our own stuff. When you don't grow your own stuff, you don't know what you eat.
Right.
So
very true.
One of the things that you said that's absolutely correct. See, you can't get life out of something that's dead. You can't get life out of something that's dead. So when we eat plants, and what you talked about juicing, absolutely spot on. All of the different colors of the fruits and vegetables, those colors are chemicals. Those chemicals that cause those colors are chemicals that actually help fight and prevent a process called oxidation or the irritation of the inside lining of our blood vessels. You see, we've been sold the bill of goods that we got to eat this animal-based food, and I'm not saying, you know, if that's what you want to eat, that's fine. You go ahead and you eat that. But what we've been sold is that we have to have it, and we don't to get protein. That's not true, because everything you eat for protein, and I'm talking about the meats and what have you, None of those animals eat meat. None of them. Your cow doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
Your pig doesn't eat meat.
Yes, sir.
None of those things. They don't eat. About the only thing, maybe even some fish might. But I'm just saying to you that these things are the things that we have to unlearn. Because if we're going to do better and live more productive lives, we have to get away from the stuff that comes out of bags, boxes, and stuff like that. We need to do what we did before, what you just talked about, and that was cook. And we need to juice.
Yes.
I mean, not even just juicing, but every day.
Yes.
Every day I take 3 handfuls of blueberries. I put, you can buy a salad, the salad mix in the bag. I had a friend of mine show me this, and you can put those salad greens right in the blender with the blueberries, and I add some water to it, and I add pea-based protein powder, pea-based, not milk-based, pea-based, and the vitamin, a solution that contains the omega-3 6s and 9s, because we knew those, because we used to get a lot of those from things like walnuts. That's what we got, our omega-3 6s and 9s, from eating nuts, and obviously there's some fishes that also have it too. But that's what we have to do. We are suffering, even though we are obese, we're malnourished.
Oh, ouch.
We're suffering from malnutrition even when we're obese. And what happens is that the reason we were doing so badly with COVID was because the foods that we eat create inflammation. That inflammation ends up being a major cause of certain diseases, like diabetes, like the kind of things that cause blockages of our blood vessels that end up causing problems with our eyes, the small blood vessels in the eyes. And that's why diabetes causes difficulty with your eyes. You have to get it checked. Why? Because the inflammation affects the small blood vessels in your eyes. You've got to also think about what's happening in your heart, and also the very small blood vessels in another organ that we use a lot, and that's our kidneys.
Yes, sir.
So when we damage those small blood vessels in our kidneys with a combination of high blood pressure, let me tell you what high blood pressure does.
Talk to me.
So think of it this way. Think of if you were on a door, if you were holding a door open, and you had somebody on the other side trying to push the door open. If you were holding the door hard and trying to tell them other people to push the door open, they'd have to exert a lot of energy, wouldn't they?
Yes.
To open that door. Well, if you're not standing behind the door, not holding the door opens easily. In our heart, we have doors called valves. When we have high blood pressure, what we do is we make it hard. It's like somebody holding the door so it doesn't open. And when that door can't open easily, the heart has to exert more energy to force the door open. And that's what causes the heart to enlarge, because it's a muscle. So it gets bigger so it can generate more force to push the door open. And it gets to the point where it just can't get bigger anymore, and it just can't push the door open anymore. And then we call that congestive heart failure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow.
That's what it's called. And that's why high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, all these things go together. They're not separate.
Yeah, they run together. And I just recently found out that diabetes and stroke, they run together.
They run together. Why? Because both diabetes itself is an inflammatory disease. And there are many places you can go read about this. One is a great source that I refer people to all the time. It's called nutritionfactswithans.org.
Okay.
It's a not-for-profit. You don't pay to go and look for anything. It's all free, but it's nutritionfacts.org. And if you want to learn about, and we got to get away from this idea that we can take this for that. No, we either eat one way or the other. You got to eat right or you eat wrong.
Well, one of the things we have to do also, doctor, is we got to stop self-diagnosing. I mean, literally. Well, my auntie had it. Well, I got it. Well, no, 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 that's not true. It run in the family. No, 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 no.
Well, you know why things run in the family?
Talk to me.
Because the way we eat runs in the family. That's why the diseases, ain't nothing wrong with us.
Right, right.
We just eating the same thing that causes the same diseases our grandparents and our aunties and our uncles. And if we're smoking on top of all of that, we really, really doing some bad things. So go ahead.
How do we, I mean, literally from where you sit, having been in this industry for so long, how do we change the mindset? How do we get our mind conscious to say, hey, I need to do this? You know, it's not an easy task. I know auntie and we ate this a certain way. And I know church, we got pork chops every second at the church dinner. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, how do we change our mindset to say, or to create a lifestyle change?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
What you got to do is ask yourself one question. Do you love you some you?
Oh.
And do you want to live a life that's abundant and be able to enjoy your life? Okay. And if the answer to that question is yes, then you've already said no to all the things you ain't supposed to do. I don't care who's been doing it. I don't care how long they've been doing it. That's what God gives us, the power of our mind to make a change. We sing that song in the church. What a wonderful change has come over me. Isn't that right? I changed.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so
and now I'm free. Let me end it up.
Now I'm free. Go ahead. And now I'm free. Free from killing myself.
Yes, sir.
And so what we've got to understand is that change, you ain't doing nothing bad. You choosing life. What's better than choosing life? And you say, well, that's too hard to do. Then, you know, there was a book written by a man that I was inspired to go to medical school because of him, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He wrote a book called How to Eat to Live. Mm-hmm. And right now, we are on diets, not live-its. That's a Princess L term. Live it. Yeah. See, we're eating stuff that's helping us slowly, day by day, erase days from our life. And so you got to decide, do you want to erase days that you got left to live healthy and vibrant, or do you want to add days?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so it's up to you. Mm-hmm. Well, it's no. Ain't nothing too hard. When you make up your mind to do something, you can do it. If you make up this mind to this, I got to have that couch, or I got to have that dress, or I got to have, you figure out a way to do it.
Have done it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, but that's too much work trying to cook like that. Oh, you just put up every excuse in the world. Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. Because you know what? You're the most important thing, the most valuable thing you have is you and your health.
Tell the truth. You know, one of the things that I realized too, and I wish I could have found this term. I was on vacation last week and going to one of these presentations, and they said literally taking some time for yourself and going on vacation is a true way to decrease heart disease.
Yes. And let me just tell you a little bit about why that's important, why meditation and things are, because you need time for you. Mm-hmm. Many times we give our time to everything and everybody but ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you from somebody who just went away not that long ago for 8 days, they had a thing in the room that I went to called your cell phone suitcase.
Stop it.
Yes, you put your cell phone in the suitcase. And for 8 days, I didn't touch my phone. And I'm going to tell you, it was the most freeing experience I've ever had. And I did things at this resort, like I was out just in a boat, paddling around the boat and around the lake, looking up at the mountains, going on nature walks, doing those sort of things. We got to take time for yourself. Wow. We give time for everything and everybody. And I don't mean taking time just going to shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm talking about taking time to go get yourself a massage or get your or a manicure, pedicure, and a massage.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time out for you, and you don't need no excuse to do that.
Yes.
And once you get in the habit of doing it, you'll continue to doing it. That's why vacations, that's why meditation, that's why prayer, that's why all those things, because what you do then is take time out for you,
Mm-hmm.
between you and whatever you believe in, you and whatever God you believe in. That's what prayer does. It sets up a time where you can have a conversation with yourself and whomever you believe to be your deity.
Yes. Yes.
And if you do that and you live the way, even the sun goes down every day.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes,
That's
I
why
do.
we got night.
That's
We don't
right.
have 24 hours a day. I mean, there is 20, the sun is always up someplace, but we have a time, at least half of our day is night, where we sleep and
Mm.
we rejuvenate.
Talk to
And
me.
we should be taking some of that time for self, to do self care. And it's important to do self care. It's important. What's self care? Eating those fruits and vegetables, drinking that water, taking those walks. You don't have to go join the gym, just go out and walk. Now, obviously, it's a little cold now for that here, but what you can do is there are malls you can go to and walk. I bought a membership to the museum so I could go inside the museum and walk.
Mm-hmm.
You talk $49 for the year. Now, that ain't that much.
No, sir.
It's not. And so we got to stop putting barriers in our own way to help us with our own self.
There was a lady, and I'm going to bring up her YouTube again when I find it. This lady, at the time, she was 78, I believe, and lived in a senior building. And her granddaughter bought her a watch with the step counter on it. I believe she was 258 pounds, just walking in her apartment unit.
You better preach now.
She dropped to 172. Just walking where you are. I believe in walking. Even in my office here, if I walk one complete lap around the building on my floor, I have already hit 989 steps.
Yeah.
Just one time. So when I was on vacation, I was in Vegas and I kept the step counter on. And my husband said, "Wow, we have never done this much walking." Hitting 10,000 easy.
Yep.
Every day. We were there for 4 days. Every day. 10,000 steps.
Absolutely. And I've been doing a lot of walking. That's what helped me along with with what I'm eating now, to lose as much weight as I did. Not that I was trying to lose weight. That's the other gimmick we got to get away from. Don't try to go on anything to lose weight unless you're going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what we did is we started walking a little bit. We walked from 51st Street to 47th. Then the next time we walked to 39th. Then the next time we walked to 31st. Then the next time we walked to 26th. And you do that. And when we walk, we're walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing no power walking or none of that. We're just walking and talking. God gave us the simplest exercise in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Just picking that's lifting weights, picking yourself up and putting your foot up and putting it down and just keep walking. You'll be surprised at the power of walking. You don't need an instructor. You don't have to. You walk it. The only thing I suggest you do, if you're going to do it, which is what I did, make sure you buy yourself some good walking shoes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Make sure you buy some good walking shoes. And you can walk anywhere you can walk, whether it's in your building, in a museum, and you go to the Y, whatever you want to do. It all starts here.
Yeah.
See, everything starts here, because whatever you want to do, you do. If you ain't got the money for that new outfit you want to buy, you put that up there long enough and you figure it out.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
no,
right.
I'm serious.
No, I know. I'm here.
So we just got to get real with ourselves, because I'm going to tell you, when you sick, broke down in that bed, you'll give everything you got and gonna get to be well again.
Tell the truth. Well, let's do this, Doc. We got a couple more minutes. We're doing well. I tell you, I promise. I just appreciate you. Let's talk about all of us at this moment. Being on the computer. I heard being on the computer for all these hours is a new heart attack. Come on, Doc, help me. I will pull it
Because
back.
you know why? Because you ain't moving.
Yeah.
You ain't moving.
Right.
You sitting still. That's still sitting. You sitting at the computer, but it's still sitting. It's not moving. You need to get up and move. You need to get up and walk around. You need to get up, and if you can go up and down some steps, go up and down some steps in your building, if you can do that safely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to do anything that your doctor is telling you shouldn't do. But if you can do it, then just do it. You got to want, there's a scripture in the Bible where there was a place called Bethsaida, and there was a pool in there, and there was a man who had been lame for 48 or 40 years, he says, the Bible says. Jesus walked through and asked the man, do you want to be well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes,
He said, do you want to be made whole?
Right.
And the man, what did the man do? He started giving Jesus a bunch of excuses. I ain't got nobody to put me in the pool. Every time I try to get close to the pool, somebody get in front of me. Just one excuse after the other. What did Jesus tell the man? He said, stand up. He said, stand up. Take up your mat and walk. And that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We got to stop making excuses. We got to, you know what? You ain't got to walk 10 miles. If you walk the length of your apartment, like you just said before, if you can, unless you have some reason why you shouldn't, you got a bad hip or something like that, then you have to be guided by what your physical therapists and doctors tell you. But even then, you still need to move. And and so I think that we got to stop making excuses. We got to get up off of our mat of excuses.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And stand up and start walking. And I don't care. Like I said, you could walk around in your apartment 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything. And if you need some assistance, then call somebody.
Yeah.
Call somebody, call a friend or somebody to say this is what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And if you want to get outside after this ice and snow is done, then do that. But that's what I do. And I'm telling you, I feel better than I felt in a long time.
I can believe it. But let's do this. We got one more question before
we
go. But let's give out the phone number to Zing Health one more time, because they are the sponsors of this program today, and they'll be joining us again next month. Give out that number one more time.
Oh, yeah. 844-946-4469. Let me get it again in case your pen stopped writing. 844-946-4469.
All right. Now, one of the things that I want, this is our final, and you can close out how you so desire. What's the deal with the water?
What do you mean?
I mean, some people refuse to drink water, and it is such a health benefit.
Your body is 65% water.
Mm-hmm.
Every biological process you use in your body uses water of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Every cell needs water for nourishment. Everything needs water. So you need to drink water. Unless you have a medical reason where you shouldn't be drinking, you should drink it. And you should drink it every day. And you should drink, people say 7 glasses a day. But just if you don't drink any glasses a day, start with 2 and then increase it. And if you're taking a diuretic, a pill that makes you go to the bathroom, then you need to just modulate that so that you can go when you have to go to when you can go to the bathroom. And if you're at home, you should be able to go to the bathroom.
Absolutely. I've just seen some people who have lost weight literally with walking, changing a little bit of their diet and drinking water. And I've seen 2 friends personally. I just witnessed it, and I'm like, wow, that's a great thing. They're really big cheerleaders for water. So I'm all in. I just want to know your voice on that. So, Dr. Mason, you've been a wealth of information, I tell you. We hope to have you back in the future, but tell us how we can hear you on a weekly basis.
I am on WVON AM 1690. You can go to WVON AM 1690 every Tuesday from 10 to 11. That's every Sunday, not Tuesday. Sorry, I used to be on Tuesdays. every Sunday from 10 to 11, AM 1690. And you can also see us now. They stream it live to Facebook Live, so you can watch it on Facebook Live too. So that's 10 to 11 on Sundays, AM 1690. Be glad to see you.
All right. So when you off the air at 11, what time does our gospel sister come on, Pam Moore?
She comes on right after that,
That's
making
right.
a joyful noise over the radio.
Right. That's right. We love us some Pam Moores.
Oh yeah, Pam is. Pam and I've been there about the same. She may have been there a little before me, but it's over 30 years we've been doing that show.
Yes,
over 30 years for Pam too.
But I give a shout out to her because she is a heart survivor as well. And her advocacy and her wonderful book. We're going to bring her on to talk about how she received another heart and, just someone who's active and doing her thing and life happens. So we have to be prepared. So I'm excited about that. Well, everyone, let me tell you, we've had a great time. I feel like Dr. Mason is a friend of Senior Talk Media, and we're going to bring him back when we can. Absolutely. Everyone, please remember to listen to him live on the Talk of Chicago, 1690, 10 a.m. on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., right before Gospel with Pam Moore. We love her. I just love me some Pam Moores. So, Dr. Mason, what is your closing thoughts on behalf of Zing Health and what you would like to share with our listening and viewing audience today?
Again, that number is 844-946-4469. And I want you to start being in love with you. I want you to love you like you never, like Aretha said, I ain't never loved something. Now, I want you to love yourself that way. And then I want you to act on that love to yourself by taking care of yourself. Drink your water, eat better food, and relax. Read things, meditate, things that help you relax and get in contact with yourself. And don't let anything or anybody get in your way.
Absolutely. So, everyone, let me say this has been a very heartfelt show, just bringing the plain truth to all of us. And we also need to note that heart disease can affect you at any age. So it's not just for older people, as some people may think, oh, it's not me. And it can happen to you anytime. So you have to go and find a physician, get a primary physician, and go through those regimens. So have someone know about your history too. Let's all get on board to do the right thing. But for anything that you've heard today, please remember you are watching and listening to Senior Talk Media. Our phone number is exactly 312-428-6919. And you can also call our friends at Zing Health at 844-946-4469. Well, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I have been your granddaughter in the community, host of Senior Talk Media. And our co-host today was none other than the champ himself, the Honorable Dr. Terry Mason. We appreciate you. Everyone, thank you for making us a part of your day. And we will see you next time.